Hey guys, he's over here.
Alrighty. We're going to get this bout started as soon as possible. We still need judges. So if you are not affiliated with any schools in the bout, even if you just came to see a poetry show tonight and you don't want the pressure of judging, trust me, it's fun. You are the heart of the slam. You are the reason we do it. You are the voice of the audience. So go see Michelle in the back corner if you would like to judge. You can even judge as a team if you want to. You don't have to do it all on your lonesome. But we need judges. I also need a representative from each team. One member from each team to the front, please. And again, those teams are Miller North, Omaha Northwest, Omaha South, and Lincoln Pius X. So come on up, we're going to do the bout draw. We're going to do it. So what's your name? What's up? Yeah, we have time? Kira. Do we have a team member from Pius? Is Pius in the house? Does anybody else need to pray? We need one team. Oh, no Pius tonight. Okay, 3 teams. Cool. What's that? I'm hosting, so. All right, I'm out here. Cool. We need one more judge, I'm saying. We have space, exclusive space for one more judge. Yeah, you're wearing an Omaha South sweatshirt. You gotta hide better, Kira, if you want to trick me. You were just up here. One more judge needed. You're sitting in the middle of the school. I didn't even get what we do. What's on the big one? Yeah, this is yeah, I'm not, we're not going out like that. I'll bring you. Alrighty, folks, I think we are ready to get this bout started. Thank you for your patience. Are you all ready to get the final preliminary bout of Louder Than a Bomb 2016 Great Plains underway? Yes, that's some good enthusiasm. I need a little bit more over here. I need a little more over here. We still need one judge? We might have to engage one of our interns in the noble service of judging once again. Alrighty, so I think we've got all 5 judges. So my name is Greg Harris. I'm going to be your host for the evening. Also, let me introduce, so what, indeed, I'm just some guy. Also, let me introduce Pat Mack. He is our bout manager. He's at the table in back. So if you have any structural questions about how this thing works, you can talk to him or you can talk to me. We're going to be kind of running the show tonight. I am proud to be your host tonight. I am really, really loving this year's competition, and this final prelim means that we are determining the last people to make it into semifinals. The tension is high. It's going to be pretty sweet. Raise your hand if you've ever been to a poetry slam before. All right, we got some first timers here. We have some liars. We have some known deceivers as well, but some first timers. So for the benefit of the first timers, let me tell you about this thing called poetry slam. This thing was started in the 1980s, many, many years ago, eons ago, by a Chicago's construction worker named Mark Smith. Yeah, he's just some guy. But he got tired of boring poetry reading, so he said there's going to be a time limit, and we're going to let the audience have a say in what happens on this stage. So he gave out scorecards to 5 random yahoos at his poetry reading, and this whole thing of random scorecards to random people has turned into an international phenomenon, because at its heart, it's not really about the points, it's about the poetry. And knowing that, in Chicago in 2001, Kevin Coble and Anna West, yes, also So What, they started Louder Than a Bomb in Chicago, which has over 100 schools, and now here at Louder Than a Bomb Great Plains, we've worked with over 40 different schools, and we have 30-some in this year's competition, and we've worked with thousands of kids, and it's a beautiful thing, and you get to see the outcome of that beautiful thing on that stage tonight. Are you excited for that? Yeah! Yes. Correct answer, yes. 200 points to all of the audience. All right, so here's what is going to happen. 3 teams tonight are going to get up on this stage. We are going to hear from the teams in this order. First, you are going to hear from Millard North. Then you're going to hear from Omaha Northwest. And then you're going to hear from Omaha South. I want you all throughout the night, no matter who is on this stage, no matter what school they come from, cheer for them as loud as you would cheer for anyone from your school, as you would cheer for your own children. This is about family. We are family here. So they're going to send up 4 individual round poets first. We're going to go through 4 individual rounds. They can also send up a little kind of bonus group piece. But then in the 5th round, all of the poems are going to be group pieces. So you're going to hear individual work and group work. Each poem has to be original work. It has to last no longer than 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Then we start docking points in the back of the room. Judges, don't worry about that. You don't need to dock those points. It will not feature any props, costumes, or accompaniment from anyone other than the competing poets. And like I said, that 5th round is going to be a group piece. Now, some serious stuff. In the interest of creating and maintaining the safest and most inclusive space possible, we are asking that poems not contain the following things: profanity, sexually explicit or pornographic language, gratuitous violence, racial, ethnic, gender slandering, homophobic, anti-religious, ableist, or otherwise discriminatory slurs, speech, or language. Now, some poets might need to address a time that some of that language was used towards them. If that is the case, there are exceptions made for that. In any case, judges, again, do not worry about deducting points for any of those things. We will take care of it as your bout manager and host. Don't worry about that. You just judge the poetry and the performance. That is your job tonight. Some of our poets, if they are dealing with that intense stuff, they may issue trigger warnings for their poems if they contain that traumatic content, but they may choose not to. If you're feeling triggered, you need to get a step away and get yourself some safe space and quiet, that is fine. Feel free to do it. We are about safe space for both poets and audience alike, right? Can we agree to that? So each poem is going to be scored by those 5 judges on a scale from 0.0, which is very, very bad, to 10.0, which is transcendentally great. Judges, can I see your scorecards, please? Put your scorecards in the air. These are your judges for the evening. Can I see all of the judges? We've got 4. Oh, there's 5. Okay, cool. We got our 5 judges. Alrighty. Wait, hold on. Do we have 6 judges? Right, Michelle, you're not judging, are you? Yeah, I think we have 6 right now. Judges, put yours up in the air. Did we have one for you as well? Yes, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, Michelle, don't judge. Yeah, all right, cool. All right, so we've got 5 judges, not 6. We're going to take those scores for each poem. We're going to drop the high score, we're going to drop the low score. We're going to take the 3 in the middle, combine them into a sum, and that is going to be the score for the poem. We total all of the scores for all of the team's poems throughout the night, and that represents their final score, which again is meaningless. We are here for the words, not the numbers, I promise you that. Judges, that said though, I want you to keep your scores consistent. The audience will attempt to sway you throughout the night, but keep your scores consistent. Think of what you gave to the first poet in the night, remember that, and use that as your measuring stick for the rest of it, okay? You are going to score the poems based on the merits of the poem, not based on how many people are on stage or what they look like or what they're talking about, based on the writing and the performance. That's what we're about. Now, audience, that means you don't have any power in this room, right?
No, we have a lot of power.
Yes. The audience does have power. Audience, if you hear a judge give a 7.2 to a poem that you loved, what are you going to say about it? Yeah. Judges, get used to that sound. I've heard audience boo 9.3 scores, okay? So don't listen to them. But audience, if you hear a poem get a 9.9 and you loved it, what are you going to do? We support it. We support it. We keep the judges safe too, so don't say anything too mean to the judges. Booing is the absolute upper limit of you being cranky with the judges. Now, before we get the bout started, we need to do a couple of things. First, I need everyone to turn off their cellular devices. Well, at least silence them. I mean, be reasonable. Like, don't turn it on silent though, and like leave it on a table, or like put it in your pocket if it's on silent. Like, be discreet, but we don't want any like weird text message notifications or like Doctor Who sonic screwdriver sound effects like jumping into the poem, because that's no fun for the poet or the audience. So silence your phones, please. And also, before we can get this bout started, we need to do something. I hear the chants. We need to calibrate. We need to calibrate the scoring. Yes, chant calibrate instead. No, we need to let the judges have a chance to try out their scorecards, get a little bit warmed up. So this first poet that's coming up to the mic is going to, not, their scores aren't going to count for the competition, but they're going to count for the audience energy, and they're going to give the judges a chance to warm up. So judges, remember what you gave this poet. This is your guiding mark for the rest of the night. You like something more, you give it a higher score. You like something less, you give it a lower score. They are your benchmark for the rest of the night. So, we are going to welcome up our calibration poet in this, the final preliminary round. Are you ready? Then make some noise as we welcome up our calibration reader all the way to the stage, Jenny Mulhern!
I'm Jenny Mulhern, and I'm so excited to be here. This poem is called Peter Pan. When I was a little girl, I played weapons. Me and the little lost boys would go out on the playground, we'd race around, wood chips flying briefly, defeat the villain in his plot to take over the world, save the day, and start to dream up the plot for tomorrow. When I was a little girl, we played pretend knights. And I was one of the warriors, the bravest in the land. I could take on any man with a stick and a will of fire. Not yet 10, I should have known it could only ever be make-believe because my body was a time bomb. Captain Hook's crocodile tick kept me never closer and closer. My parents told me I'd have to start showering every day or the boys would never like me. Grandma told me to always cross my legs and never talk too loudly because it wasn't ladylike. You can't be alone with those boys, it's inappropriate. It doesn't matter if they're your best friends. They can't sleep over at your birthday party. Don't ask me why. You'll understand when you're older. Now I understand, and I'm older. When I was a little girl, we played weapons on the concrete. We drew knives and guns. We imagined stories that Steven Spielberg couldn't have rivaled in his wildest dreams. We played them out on the concrete where the little girls laughed and sat on the benches braiding each other's hair. And the little boys asked me, why don't you ever braid your hair? And I asked them, why don't you ever braid yours? When I was a little girl, we played war. And suddenly, I was the damsel in distress who refused to play the princess part. How dare they lock me in a tower with bricks made of ladylike and leave me to rot? So when the hero came to save me, I shot him in the heart with the laser I keep in my back pocket and made a new hero. I slid down the curly slide to freedom on my own. The little boys asked me why I ruined the game. I was supposed to be the one who got saved. I just wanted to play too. Why do little girls have to sit on the sidelines? They told me because that's what little girls are supposed to do. No! Give me armor and I will give you a one-woman army. Give me a sword and I will conquer your enemies. Don't give me a chance to prove that my body does not limit my soul. I shouldn't have to prove it. When I was a little older, I watched Peter Pan. And I left my window unlocked. I opened it while the world outside swirled, covered in gossamer snowflakes that looked just like Tinkerbell, thinking that maybe Peter Pan would come and take me away. But the only thing that came for me was pneumonia and my mother asking me why I would do such a stupid thing, and I asked her, but if I shut the window, how will Peter Pan get in to save me? I want to go to Neverland and be a lost boy too.
It's your turn to do your thing. Let me see your scores in 3, 2, 1. Put them up, put them high. Good, good. We've got 5 scores. Thank you, judges. From left to right, we have an 8.5. We have an 8.9. Keep your scores up. Keep your scores up, everybody. Keep your scores up high. We have an 8. We have a 9.5. And we have an 8.9. So those are your scores for your self-official poet. Judges, thank you. Remember those scores. Keep your scores consistent. All right, we are ready to start this bout in earnest. So I need you to start clapping. Start making some noise. Start moving it up. And welcome up to your first readers in this bout. Number 1.
My name is Helen Weinstein. I go Millard North. This poem is entitled Origami Girl. I grew up practicing origami, forming friends out of paper, skinny dolls out of trees. As legend goes, making 1,000 paper cranes results in a wish. Mine would have been for a less fragile heart. But I only made 274, little more than a quarter of a wish, because I felt like a quarter of a person. I lied about the daggers I felt stabbing in my chest and my shortness of breath for years, so that it was almost too late when I was finally lying on an examination table, where in the corner, doctors' voices crinkled with the notion that hypertrophic cardiomyopathy might fold me into an angel. So they strapped me to a steel table, examined my left ventricle swollen like a sponge, oozing extra muscle cells, while my chest was held open by teeth on metal clamps. When they determined that blood would not leak backwards through the valve like a broken umbrella, they folded me back up like I was origami. And I never felt quite as invincible again. The threat of sudden cardiac arrest trapped my mind. Every time I felt my heart pulse, I saw a page in a book turn, and I was quickly running out of sheets. I was running out of sheets to write my story, losing time, but too scared to do anything except fold like a bad hand of poker. The cards that I'd been dealt seemed unsalvageable, so that I thought that the best thing to do would be to fold. And I might have, had my grandmother not shown me that the game I was playing was a team sport. With translucent skin on her hands, she brought me a paper crane, like the ones that I had folded over a year ago, back when memorizing the progression of angles on a bird's body gave me hope, back when I controlled the paper and fate didn't fold me. In my caution and fear of mortality, my soul had crumbled, but seeing the bird gave me hope. To heal, I must unfurl and open myself up to experiencing life beyond my rib cage. I must accept that my heart is 1 out of 500 and take pride in each beat. I fold a crane for each day so that I can be 2 wings closer to a wish that would be for a healthier heart. I fold the paper into what I want. I decide its fate. I am the Origami Girl.
Keep it going, viewers. Put it on the neck. Judges. Let me see those scores. Put them high. Keep them up until I brought them all off. All right, from left to right, we have an 8.8. We have an 8.3. We have a 9. We have a 9. And we have a 9.2. We're up the numbers. Thank you, judges. Good job. All righty, are you ready for your next reader? All right, so join me in welcoming up your next reader from Omaha, Northwest.
My name is Autumn Galloway. I'm a junior at Northwest.
Where's that?
And this piece is called Prism. You like guys, Mom. So do I. So why is it an issue when I glance at the girl next door? Both you and God want me to marry a man, and maybe I will, but what if I want to marry her instead? You damn me for being bi, yet praise me for not wanting sex. It seems the two can't correlate, like the idea we should love our neighbor, while we condemn them for who they sleep with. I'm standing on the tips of my toes, gasping for air and struggling to keep this rosary around my neck from tightening. So instead, I become a prism, made of cold glass, pristine and unchanging. You cast a single ray of light at me, with the inkling I would reflect it back the way you wanted me to. A reflection of the life you imagined for me, a life conforming to your expectations. But it passed through me instead and took a new direction, dispersing into colors of Roy G. Biv. Colors that had no meaning to me until I learned who I was, a person you didn't want me to be, because being bi-romantic is a concept you refuse to accept and understand. I like guys, Mom. So do you. But I'm crushing on a girl. I don't want to have kids, Mom, but you did. So let me keep my body the way it is. Gray is a color that is not referred as black or white, and neither is my sexuality. But you believe that as a sculptor, you have the right to take that important aspect away from me. With a chisel of fear and hatred, you began to cut deeper and deeper into me so you could remove the parts of me that you didn't want, disfiguring who I am, turning me into a glass martyr and creating more cracks along my surface. The colors that emit from me disperse into new directions each time, but you're never satisfied. So be cautious, Mom. The risk of shattering becomes greater the more you take away. And one day when my figure has succumbed to your abuses, all you have left of me are small fragments of what I once was.
From number right, we have a 9.0, a 8.4, we have a 9.5, we have a 10, we have and another 9.5. Those are your scores. Michelle, don't throw up like a commentary scorecard. That's going to throw me off every time. All righty. Give it up here, poet from Omaha, Northwest, please. We applaud the poets, not the numbers. And keep the applause going. Start clapping, keep clapping, keep clapping. And welcome up your first reader of the night from Omaha South.
My name is Kira Cobbs. I'm a senior at Omaha South.
What?
And this is called Pray. There's a fire flaming on my side of the city, and it's burning through the people. Faith scuffles under the legs of a cactus, breathing heavy, sweating a desert. Victims walking sideways into shattered concrete, gravity pulling at the roots of our blood vessels, trying to feed the skyline that's cracking. My throat is dry from the burnt air hovering over this furrow, acid eating the acid in my gut as dense tears drop confession. I'm naked, and naked today is ugly. Today, winters are brittle, cold like the open spines of slain bodies, chins quivering against weak shoulders of shaking graves, trees wrapping roots around our smiling children's skin, as wet faces beg a truth unbearable. Grass has been greener for the majority, because where I come from, brothers coming through the lifeless parks packing, someone's mother in the lots got the backhand, children snooping through my trash with bags in. God can't show them where the love is. He won't even answer to the man holding the heart of race in his palms, eyebrows made of grip, ammo in his eyes, while his mouth smiles triggers, click bangs, not guilty, one too many shootings. This man, same as us, is anxiety with a face and remorse with a soul. But Amber's playing with quarters she can't afford, and David's puffing pipes faster than mine's burning at night. We are victims because our lives have been paused strictly for society. It's 2016, I admit. A bottled pill and lost virginity shattered on my arms with the blade from my fingertips. I thought I knew. Writing was how I could breathe, hands were for saving, and dark was beautiful. A job can't pay for the damage. And now this city is the backstory of my self-made impression. If life is not a game, someone please tell me the difference, and I'll start again from the beginning. There's a fire flaming on my side of the city, and I'm naked. I have no choice but to be scorched by society and spit out for a statistic. Young women today draw thick eyebrows and lipstick to stay on track. Like this isn't the time for proof and facts. Like this isn't the year to get your education back. Cause sunshine ain't coming. Not for 8-year-olds in Africa firing guns in. Not with Donald Trump running or Meek Mill rapping. Not for single parent mothers with no insurance and kids hacking. Get your hands patting and your fingers snapping for this drought. There's no stopping this heavy breathing, these shaking graves of the minority. I'm grabbing the loved ones I have left to pray for a worse tomorrow that's better than today. Thank you.
Keep it going for your first poet, from Omaha South. Judges scores up at 3-2-1. Hold them up, hold them high. Alrighty. From left to right, we have a 9.5. We have a 9.0. We have a 10. We have a 10. And we have a 9.5. Give it a good the scores. That's the end of round one. So teams in this next round, you'll be performing in this order: Omaha Northwest, then Omaha South, and then Miller North. So I need you to start clapping for round two to start. Yeah, make some noise, make some noise. And welcome up your first winner in round two from Omaha Northwest.
My name is Caroline Haley, and I'm a senior from Northwest High School.
Where is that?
And this is called On Being Not Straight. I was 14 when I realized I was definitely not straight. I was in French class, and the French verbs that we were learning didn't hold a candle to her hair falling out of her ponytail like a waterfall. The conjugations of the verb être didn't quite equate to high cheekbones or soft lips that looked like my own. Elle très belle, indeed. I wanted to run my hands through her shining hair. I wanted to hold her hand and take her out for pizza. Coming out, however, was a different language altogether. We never talked about it. We never talked about what to do if you were not quite straight. I had been living in a closet for much longer than I realized. Je suis désolée, mon onga. I wish I could have been brave enough to kiss you in the grocery store frozen food aisle when you made me laugh in our very own language. My first candy bar kiss was incredible. I knew there was no more pretending. Je t'aime mille fois, mon cher. I told my father that I was not straight. And then I was told that I was confused. That was very confusing. Nobody ever told me that it would never make sense. Ce n'est pas censé that I myself would wax and wane like the moon. Even now, when gender too isn't quite what it used to be for me. I'm confused about how to feel, but I am not confused about who I am. Female sometimes runs rivers with male, and when I look in the mirror at my soft curves, I sometimes wish for hard angles. He, she, it, ile, ella, the progression of pronouns. What happens when you don't fit in with any language? Am I supposed to make my own, or weave my existence into an already existing one? The church tells me that I do not exist, aimer les pécheurs, détester la péché, but I am here, changing flesh and ink bone. How can I not be as real as you are if I bleed the same as you do? Si je saignais comme vous, trying to find a language that fits my body is still confusing. But the verbs have started to join adjectives, and it's starting to make sense now. I can still remember how she spoke it so perfectly. Vous avez mon corps, mon amour.
Children scores up, scores high. All right, from up to right, we have an 8.9. We have an 8.9. We have a 9.3. We have a 9.6. And we have a 9.2. Give it up for the poet. Got the scores. Thank you, judges, for the scores. And keep the applause going. Keep it going, keep it going. As we welcome up your next reader in round 2 from Omaha South. Bring him up.
Hi, I'm Kristen Walter and I'm a senior at South High School. And this is my poem, Stop Signs. Her bruises form stop signs all over her body. He has no brakes. They vary from all different shapes and sizes, and he looks at them amazed, kind of like finding images in clouds when you're bored. He's bored. He was bored yesterday and the day before, just like Monday at the grocery store when she wanted to get some beets. He decided to take this as an opportunity to be down, so now her skin reflects the same color as that vegetable. Red turns into black, black to blue, and then purple. She looks like the darkest parts of the rainbow. Mommy, why aren't you smiling? Her laugh seems lungless, like leaves rustling on a dry day. Her empty smile echoes while he's apologizing as if that's enough. He thinks his I'm sorry will bring back make-believe love. His little I'm sorry won't bring back her original skin tone. Her eyes burn red, but his pulse green just like her heart. Its pulse is melting, and to think she thought a loving relationship like this one wouldn't need any pit stops. But her veins screech, pause, rewind, and go backwards. She's in, He keeps on going, constantly throwing punches. He keeps on going, constantly throwing punches, the kind that take her breath away. Because she doesn't know, he doesn't care, he never did. Mom, you need to get rid of him. She doesn't listen, she doesn't get it. She's in this alone, scrubbing her skin, trying to lighten the marks. She's making it worse. Stop! This isn't a game of red light, green light. There is no yellow. You're putting yourself through this, but what is the reason? You know better. She still doesn't understand that their love is a misunderstanding. After all of this love, I'm surprised she's still standing. Mommy, are you still standing? Her smile, only visual when she forgets. But how can she forget the handprint stained to her figure? No matter what kind of soap she uses, it just keeps spreading. How can she forget the innocence plastered to her forehead? Soaking into every crease, disappearing from existence. She's questioning her existence. Yield, beware, caution, warning! We're getting to the end of our destination, Mom, and you're not going to like it. Green stop signs form blue warnings as purple cautions create bruised bewares where brakes no longer exist. So I watch her body dole while he calls the ambulance. But they didn't stop for red lights either. So it must be okay.
That was your round 2 winner from Omaha South. Judges, let me see your scores. 3, 2, 1, put them up, put them on. All right, from left to right. Thank you, judges, very fast. Good work. From left to right, we have a 9.5. We have an 8.8. We have a 9.6. We have a 9.0. And we have a 9.1. Give it up for the poet. On the numbers and keep the applause going as you welcome up your final reader for round 2 from Miller North.
I'm Scout Hughes. I'm a junior at Miller North.
You are!
And this poem is called Scout, also called Narcissism. And there's a trigger warning for transphobic language. If you don't like to listen to that, you do you. Cool.
Cool. Very cool. All right.
When you were 5 years old, you were going to think a lot of things are very good decisions. Like asking your parents to cut your hair short and then giving you a bowl cut, or like pulling your mother's prize-winning flowers out of her garden. Let me just tell you, she thinks those flowers are beautiful because they are in the ground. You do not have to pull them out of the ground to show that beauty to her. When you were 5 years old, you were going to think it's a very good decision to try and kiss Madeline Helm on the lips, just because you have a lot of very intense friendship feelings for her, and just does not suffice. When you were 5 years old, you were going to ask Greater Cedarburg to marry you, and after she says that people can only do that in like Massachusetts, you will say, in total seriousness, that Massachusetts is where a lot of historical events took place, and you love history and her, and would totally not mind moving there. When you were 5 years old, sometimes your life is just a lot of bad decisions. I first heard the word gay at 9. My mom talked about one of her sassy coworkers. 10, when I first heard the word lesbian, my mom said my want for a mullet would make me a total lesbian. I'm glad I thought lesbian was a bad word, because if wearing a shirt with evolution on it was going to get the crap kicked out of me in middle school, then a mullet wasn't going to do much better. I don't remember the first time that I heard the word transgender or where I was, but the first time I tried to go by a different name was in the Barnes & Noble Starbucks when I told the barista my name was Andy. Short for Andrea, probably, but mostly Andrew. I first heard the word tranny from the Scotch-soaked lips of my grandfather. I swallowed the syllables like 100 proof and let my face get red heat hot. Maybe just to let the burn he felt in his throat stay a second longer. I wonder what he thinks of me wanting to rid myself of all softness and go by a word with only hard sounds. My mother would never throw a slur at me, but she cried when I cut my hair and never lets me erase her shame of my appearance from my memory. I was 9 years old when I first wanted to rid myself of this body. 12, when I sat and grinded my chest with ace bandage, waiting for it to constrict me until I couldn't make out the hatred I had previously been wrapped in before birth. My mother was going to name me Scout, like Boy Scout or Scout's Honor. Her mother, Patricia Ann, died on Halloween 1998. When do I finally get to take off this costume too? She should have named my sister after her. How can I give her the burden of having a name die twice? Give her syllables harder to chew on than my own transition, make her cry again the second time I mentioned wanting to wear a suit to the school dance. When I was 5 years old, my mother told me I was the spitting image of her mother. And all I want to ask her was if her mother wanted to be her mother's son. Thank you.
That was your second round reader from Illinois. Judges, let me see your scores. 3, 2, 1, come up. Keep them up. We have from left to right a 9.2. We have a 9.7 or 1? 9.1. We have a 9.3. We have a 9.4. And we have a 9.2. Give it up for your public. Not the silly numbers. All right, that's the end of round 2, so we're going to step right into round 3. Teams, you're going to be going up in this order. First Omaha South, then Miller North, and then Omaha Northwest. Are you ready to start round 3? All right, let's pop it off. So welcome up your first reader from Omaha South.
My name is Amy Castillo. I am a senior at Omaha South High. Just quick before I start, there's some words in here that people might not like. So if you are uncomfortable with strong language, you can, go away. Not like that, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Anyways, this is titled "We Are the Same." Oh my God, look at her. She's a total freak. There you go again, spitting words like the breeze. It doesn't matter if she's a girl just like you. It doesn't matter if she feels pain just like you. Who cares what her story is, right? Because words like these she can't hear, right? Because the bullets in her mouth seem to go right through her, right? We have the power to choose the words that escape us, so you think it's okay for you to say things like, ew, I heard she's actually a boy. Now, I understand where the confusion is, but was the ew necessary? Was it necessary for you to be disgusted at a person who is already disgusted by themselves? So they went to change who they were just so they could look at themselves in the mirror and smile at their reflection. But just like you closed minds like to think, what's on the inside has to match the outside, and God makes no mistakes. Yet you don't see that if that were the way it was, we'd all be red and pink instead of black, white, or brown. But I guess that'd be better, right? All the same, disgusting but the same, because a person can't be new and a person can't be different without all the cruel names that come with it. Slut, prude, cow, fag, retard, or stick. Oh, but that one we say for special occasions, like if she's anorexic. You think you can say these things because you know exactly what they mean. I mean, you obviously read Urban Dictionary, right? I mean, you obviously read Urban Dictionary, right? So why don't you just let this newfound knowledge fly free? Bam! You hold everything and nothing between those crooked teeth. Bam! Your words are sharper than the razor she holds to her wrist. Bam! No one folds her as she weeps. Bam! Now she's in an eternal sleep. Bam! That slut was crazy anyways, right? Bam! 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 Nothing can stop you because a person like you holds all the power, right? Broken off society yet section by section, we're still the same, no matter what you tell her and no matter what you call him. It, he, she, they, you, not you. Me. Me, me, me. Always me. We judge people for judging people because judging people is wrong. We smile at people, laugh at people, but point only when they turn away because who wants to be fake? No matter what you say, we are the same.
Judges scores. We get 3 up. We have 5. All right, from right to right. No, let's go from right to left. Let's switch it up. We have a 9.3. We have a 9.1. We have a 10. We have a 9.2. We have a 9.2. Give it up for the public and the scores. And please join me in welcoming up your next winner in round 3 from Illinois.
Hello, so I am Jacques LaRouge from Millard North, a senior.
I'm Helen, I'm also from Millard North.
And this is our poem called Shaving. Just the other day I was shopping for razors and they cost just $8.49 for a handle with 2 replacement blades.
$10.99 for one. Such a bargain that I didn't even have to break out my coupons or sell my soul to afford it.
At checkout, the cashier makes friendly conversation. The idea of me buying a necessary tool for the continuation of my day doesn't put a second thought in his mind.
The 15-year-old working the register turns bright red as he scans my razors, beads of sweat forming above his eyebrows, embarrassed and flustered by the idea that women aren't naturally hairless. Good thing I didn't try to buy tampons, or he might need to take a break.
On TV, the commercials are
power. Manly men use a hardcore razor. Women can't resist the Gillette with built-in lotion. Ladies will rub your jaw while you wear an expensive suit. Have a face as smooth as your pickup lines. Razors for real men with moisturizer.
Sphinx. Naked mole rat. Dolphins. What do they have in common? They're hairless. What else? Men love them. Don't let the animals have it, ladies. You gotta take it back. Shop at Coco Cabana. Dolce. Gucci. Don't let the animals have it. Smooth yourself. When I've had a hard day and I just don't have time to shave, people say that my stubble makes my jawline protrude. The less I shave, the hotter I am.
I bring shame to 3 generations after me, dishonor my family. People are in the streets screaming and setting fires. Mothers gouge out their children's eyes to spare them from the gruesome sight of my cactus-like legs. Because the comfort of my life should always come after the preference of others about my body. Don't people understand that shaving removes my spray tan?
For my 13th birthday, I got a free razor in the mail, just so I could never shave these.
I inherited my mom's desire for smooth skin, attempted an at-home wax, and suffered second-degree burns on my knees.
On the rest of my body, I don't even have hair. My happy trail is more like a sad, deforested plain. I'm like a baby seal just freshly jumped out of the water. I don't even have chest or armpit hair.
I gave my removed armpit hair to the Donald Trump campaign fund. I received an email saying that my donation is being put to good use.
If hair is made of keratin, why should we care a ton about who has it?
If mullets and man buns are okay, then why can't we comb over to accepting feminine mustaches?
So, if there's one thing that we need to shave down, it's the stigma and not the stubble.
Give it up for the boys from Illinois. Judges, let me see that score. 3, 2, 1, come up. From right to left this time. We have a 9.8. We have a 10. We have a 10. We have a 10. And we have a 9.5. We have the votes. We have the scores. Please join me in welcoming up your final readers in round 3 from Omaha, Northwest.
Hi, my name is Lillian Hughes. I'm a freshman representing Northwest. And this poem is called 11 Letters to John on a Bad Day. One, when the curve of your finger met the curve of my thigh, it was a thunderstorm waiting to happen. 2, my younger brother slept just on the other side of the house. 3, they say that the men who molest little girls are strangers on a playground. 4, you were not a stranger to me, you were my mother's boyfriend. 5, on November 9th, 2015, I cried for the first time since you molested me. 6, my mother never told anybody. You were able to walk away from what you did to me. I will never be given that choice. 7, you laid your hands on another little girl and she was not even a teenager. 8, I wish you knew that my mother and I don't talk about it because I can't stand to hear her say that it's her fault anymore. 8, I wish you knew that for 8 years everybody cried about what you did to me except for me, and let me tell you, there's something lonely about being the only one who doesn't know how to feel. 8, I wish you knew that I don't know which was harder, the dread that came with knowing I'd have to tell my father, or the shock of finding out he already knew. 8, I wish you knew that it's been 8 years, but God, it feels like so much longer than that. 8, I wish you knew all of these things, but you don't, because Johnny, you're in a jail cell right now. 9, I am trying to love myself amidst this storm raging inside of me, rocking so violently my sense of self-worth, but I'm just not ready yet. 10, they told me not to send you any of these letters, because if I did, it would endanger my case. 11, I'm not ready to love myself just yet.
More exciting. We're going to go north, then northwest, then Omaha south once again. But judges, let me see those scores for that final vote in round 3. From, oh, wait, then one more. Sweet, thank you. From right to left, we have a 10. We have a 10. We have a 10. We have a 9.2. And we have a 9.0. Give it up for the poets and the scores. Thank you, judges, for your scores. And please keep the applause going. We're going to start round 4. Keep it going. Start clapping. Start clapping. Start clapping. Welcome up your first readers in round 4.
Anyone else hate these things? Hi. Hi, my name is Aubrey and I'm a senior at Miller North. The crown on her head is heavy, the silver in it twisted like her motives. Each rhinestone is a bad memory, twinkling to show that she has made it. The sash squeezing her chest tells you she has won. By definition, she is the most beautiful, this beauty queen. Her smile hides the vomit in her throat, the white lies that became her teeth. I look at her and it feels like she is choking me, her heels elevating her like she is holy. And my stomach burns. I genuflect in front of a porcelain god, gagging out half-digested prayers to have the body she has. I cinch my waist so tight, when people look at me, all they can think is, what a waste. Except my boyfriend, he fell in love with the girl inside of me. He fell in love with the woman that I've set out to be. His arms are my castle, and when he looks at me, I am his pride and joy, but when I see that beauty queen, that joy fades. Have you ever felt like the mirror was lying to you? I feel like my home and my name are lying to me. I feel like my boyfriend was lying to me when he called me beautiful. I don't shower, and when I do, I feel disgusting. My eyes are closed because no amount of lather can make clean what lies underneath. Mascara runs like prison bars, showing the girl trapped inside. Because that beauty queen center stage doesn't know what she has. She was born with what she wanted just handed to her. With sculpted legs with which she never had to use to run from her reflection. But still, I bought her dress. That beauty queen could be me now because I bought that dress. I had it tailored skin tight, stitched into my flesh. I can never take it off. Forced to be the Barbie that every trans woman must be. I sleep in this dress. I can't breathe in this dress. I starve in this dress, but it does not matter. Pins and needles they use to sew this dress. Pins and needles they'll use to stitch me back up. I sit on pins and needles as I wait for my metamorphosis. Whoever said that trans was beautiful? Bruised and swollen are her feet. She spent all day in her heels to be the queen that we made her out to be. Bruised and swollen, wrapped in bandages, hundreds of thousands of dollars later, and I'm finally able to open my eyes in the shower.
You know, Miller North judges scores up. Let me see him. Cha-cha-cha. We got them all right, thank you, judges. From right to left, we have a 9.7. We have a 9.5. We have a 9.5. We have an 8.9 and a 9.4. Those are your scores. Go after the poll now. And please join me in welcoming up your next reader in round 4 from Omaha, Northwest.
My name is Javon Grant. My name is Rayshawn Banks, and we're from Northwest High School. permanently endangered. A place where trust don't live. This ghetto we can never leave. Underwater and I can't breathe. Getting stabbed, but I can't bleed. Eyes blind, I can't see.
So ask me what a black single mother screams of a laid out team. The same thing that's covering Martin Luther King's dream up. The dream symbolized the hope another black man would never again be hung by his throat. The hope that we can have the equal rights to vote. The hope that we can all have a better future to behold.
But still I'm a soldier. Visions are bringing change when I get older. Saving this place before it's over. Anger replaces tears when I'm alone. Forget the world for a moment. Allow my thoughts to take me home.
That's why I'm taking notes. We stand on a white canvas. The light skin is my color. Black is my heart from the actions of others. Red's the tip of the brush that paints the portrait. A white vultures. The devil is red splattered through the blood of my culture. So if I paint a bigger picture, then quit looking at the post.
I want to forget the world, but I live in it too. Against the odds, against the wall, but I'm no better than you, and you're no better than me. Bonded and melded together, nothing can come in between. But you hate me, forget you. Take a walk in my shoes. I get a bird with no wings. I got nothing to lose.
Because no matter how much the screen of racism is over, I'm losing other brothers while still searching for closure.
Sleep together to stay warm. What you know about that? Family turn, friends die, but tears won't bring them back. Mama crying every day. I felt her pain in my core. I brought my anger to the streets. I couldn't take it no more. Days go by, even weeks sometimes. Came home but left again because mama still cried.
See, because one cop kills one black, we kill 5 bits. Crazy how we protest and still realize
that we live in discrimination.
It's still my generation just ruins the reputation of a young black kid trying to save, I'm talking about this white, When you walk past where people laugh at you.
Permanently endangered, species of the unknown, statistically left for dead, but I see castles through that window. A sign of little hope, enough to save a dying breed. Don't need a ticket to get robbed till the lottery. I see better means. I mean, I'm not lazy, but my color strikes fear, kind of makes it hard to succeed. But I believe, so indeed I will achieve. Society filled with greed. Minorities left to bleed. Now he's racing against time, shotgun tucked in his sleeve.
And I think about that every time before I go to bed, because a man in red can shoot
straight bullet miss.
The kids didn't stay.
You can jump, but take the leap. Just be wary of costs. Full aware of the disease, but on the quest for the cause, I turn my focus to the sky, hoping the stars are my thoughts. Bring success and maybe one day come rescue us all. But then reality hit. No stars, just a storm. We were stuck in the midst. Hopelessness turned into violence. Loud thoughts turned into silence. My heart is filled with love, but the trust is so defiant. Mama, stop crying. I'm trying, don't you see? Pray to the Lord like you said, maybe he'll come rescue me. Then, Heavenly Father, I come to you in pain. Demons testing my faith, corrupting my brain. Politics telling us lies, people going insane.
See, nothing's being said, so I'll be first to stand up.
So please, brother, look in the mirror while your hands up.
Judges, you can see those scores. All right, right to left. We have a 9.6. We have a 10. We have a 10. We have a 9.1. And we have a 9.4. Give it up for your folks. Yeah, the Bemis. And please welcome up your collaborators for round 4 from Omaha South.
Mind blown. That's slipping. Okay. Cool. My name is Kira Cobbs. I'm a senior. I'm Kirsten Walter, and I'm a senior. And we're from Omaha South High. This is called Shiver. She touches me, I touch her, with guards down as I shiver, lips snug to my chest whispering prayers, cause everyone knows pride is a burden, and life asking for true beauty is another life taken. Eyes sitting on pillows, as I scream at busted shadows, and slide jagged nails across my mouth for concealment. while blood creeps down my spine to keep my head down.
They speak for her.
Voices speak for me.
A voice that is not hers. I'm staring at an angel. Her body looks at me.
Looks at her.
As her heart bulges with each pump and her lips breathe ashes, her tongue. The trigger spitting ammo, her halo is beds red even when she whimpers. I see her disguise.
But she follows me anyway. I'm out of time. This talk takes away my existence, waiting for Christmas every day with more air on my wish list. The heavy breathing between the two worlds of perfection and differences. One says it's wrong while the other pronounces misses and misses.
My pride, overshadowed by her reality. It's not worth it. Pillows no longer do justice. She is my sweet suffocation. So bittersweet with every prick of my fingertips. As I take my breath away and leave me with no air circulating, no room to expand. These thoughts consume me as I shiver, because where I come from, a house is not really a home. Still locked behind the warm closet door, I am a guest, trying to escape because where I grew up, gay was not okay, it still isn't. I was born and raised a Christian, a bottle of holy oil and the Bible couldn't fix this. What church doesn't tell you is, we have no choice. I was born with a brain, heart, and liver, born with the ability to love women. There were no other options. If there was, I would have chosen different.
But different is chewing at the handles to keep faggots in their closets. Mama's in disgust. And even to this day, decade, and century, I can't represent myself when Mama's laying in her grave. Radar picking up every self-harm, violent homicide, and suicide relating to troubled lesbians. Society mistakes our SOS for disobedience. Waiting under this earth for someone to exhume our pride. Because laws don't mean people live in freedom, especially those misunderstood. Where I come from, pressure whispers into the ears of my heart, opening its mouth until I slide into gravity, falling onto problems that stand on 2 feet but remain invisible. When these poems become your everyday nightmare, and you hum them at night for a lullaby, I'm rocking in this broken crib with my thumb in my teeth, waiting, shaking, and scared, weeping and hurt. Guards down, I shiver, I scream,
and she whimpers. Every day I stare at an angel. But angels don't get into heaven.
Not like this.
Judges, let me see those scores. We will do. All right, for regular, we have a 9.8. We have a 9.3. We have a 9.5, we have a 9.2, and then a 9.2. Give it up to the poets. Not my numbers. Folks, that brings us to the end of round 4. So, what we need to happen, first off, I need coaches to meet with your bout manager, Nicholas, at the back corner of the room. He will give you the order for round 5. So coaches head there. Everyone else, you have exactly 5 minutes for a little bathroom break. Grab, get a drink if you need to. Get some rest. I need 5 minutes. Don't tie Siri. Yeah, Siri said he's going to remind me, so see you in 5. Check. Check, check. Check, check. Check, check. All right, this is your 2-minute warning. 2 minutes. While y'all gather, I'm gonna give some shout outs to some of our sponsors. We need to find a sponsorship now. All right, so I gotta thank some sponsors. All of this is brought to you by the Nebraska Writers Collective, but the Nebraska Writers Collective does not exist, period, without the following organizations and individual donors. So first up, the Sherwood Foundation gives us a huge grant every year to pay our artists, which makes all of this possible. The Cooper Foundation also chips in. The Peter Kiewit Foundation, Humanities Nebraska, the Amy L. Scott Foundation, and the Whites Family Foundation. Also, Paul and Annette Smith, they helped get this whole thing started by getting a screening of the Louder Than a Bomb documentary at Film Streams, and that is what started everything, so we gotta give it up for them. A couple things you should know about: we have semifinals on April 11th at the Jocelyn in the Witherspoon Concert Hall. That's at 5:30 and 7:30. We have another semifinal with 4 semifinal bouts. The other 2 are on April 14th at the Durham Museum Lecture Hall in the basement of the room by the walk-through train cars. That is also going to be at 5:30 and 7:30. And then on April 25th, we're going to be at the Holland Center on the main stage for LTAP Finals at 7 o'clock. It is the best show you will see all year, I promise you. So plan on being there. That's April 25th at 7 o'clock at the Holland Center. It's a free show like all of our shows. But if you want to support the work, we have donation jars at the back of the room. Donations mean a lot for individual donors as well. We also have t-shirts for sale for only $15. Those are pretty great. And yeah, so support the work, keep supporting the work. You can also donate online at ltabgreatplains.org and find all of the tournament details there. So, teams, start gathering. We're going to kick it off. Bring it on back, teams. So, let me do a mic check for the benefit of the poets. This is what mic 1 sounds like up close. This is what it sounds like from about 6 inches away. This is what mic 2 sounds like up close. This is what it sounds like from further away. This is what mic 3 sounds like up close. This is what it sounds like from further away. This is what mic 4 sounds like up close. This is what mic 4 sounds like further away. And they should all be able to be adjusted, you know, lefty, loosey, righty, tighty, all that business. You ever want to mess with somebody, tell them lefty, locky, righty, loosey. Oh, they'll get so mad. You have a question? If you're left-handed, you're still turning it to the left. Clockwise. You turn it counterclockwise. Yeah. Yeah. Counterclockwise to let it go, clockwise to take it down. Alrighty. So for round 5, your final round, your word piece round, you're going to be hearing from teams in this order. I want you to cheer for each of these teams because this is one of the best bouts I've ever seen. So, in this order, first you will hear from Miller North. Then you will hear, yeah, give it up. Then you'll hear from Omaha South. And then you will hear from Omaha Northwest. Are you all ready to get round 5 started? This is for everything. So I want you to cheer with everything you've got. Judges, do I have all my judges? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got all my judges. Great. We're ready to kick it off. So please start clapping. Start clapping. Start cheering. Make some noise. And welcome up your first heroes in round 5. Come on!
This is the right height. Right?
We're Miller North. This poem is entitled "We Love Each Other." Really. The first time that I almost fought was in kindergarten under a poster of an apple tree with bald worms smiling sappily out of infected fruit. And there's nothing that I hate more than glorifying worms because the slimiest and wrinkliest one in my kindergarten class teased me mercilessly. He was a psychopathic slug who fed on human despair.
Helen? It's not me.
What do you think?
Do you want to fight me, Helen? Fight me! I scout youth have to fight everyone, and I mean everyone. I know what you're thinking. Of course. What queer feminist pacifist wouldn't try to fight every single person on the face of the oppressive privileged planet? I can't go a day without lashing moves of gender is not a binary and stop invalidating my identity onto the unsuspecting population. Sure, the single time I tried to fight was when I was 7 and I ended up only breaking a vase, but I'm confident in my ability to win in a smackdown based off of that one-step, 15-minute self-defense video I practiced in my basement.
You look like the thumb hugging the side of my fist. Your neck is as short as the masculinity you hold, so dry and pathetic. Your eyes are green like diarrhea, and you have the nerve to make fun of my painted nails? I want you to fight me. Fight the girl with the throat like a gun. I want to make you cry and hear your ego shatter. Your gutless, shameless acts of arrogance aren't worth the run in my stockings, and your broken skin isn't worth my manicure. But still, you think you've won. You see, you don't win this fight because I forfeit. I simply won't waste my gorgeous on your ugly.
I don't want to brag, but I could probably wipe the floor with all of you. But I don't, because I have chill. Every time y'all start to mouth off to me, I get satisfaction in knowing the fact I could probably move my fist to your mouth faster than you could utter your next word. But I'm not gonna waste my time losing my chill over people like you. Because I'll take the chi back into chill. Hey, did I hear you laughing? Punk, this is a joke? Punk?
Hey, wait.
Do you think that we're a joke?
Because boy, oh man, oh golly gee, you really want to test all of this?
He may be a psychopathic slug.
But if you ever said that,
You will be dealing with all of us.
Because when hatred comes from love, it means fights don't last forever.
And conflicts are only temporary.
My insults
show that I care enough
to tell you when you're wrong.
Or pretentious.
or vain.
Or hungry, angry. Hangry.
Or, wait, is this about me?
Even if he's the worst person in this room, the only ones who can say that are on this stage.
That's a little cutting.
Even when he's annoying to text with his excessive emojis.
They're cute.
His puns belong in the 8th circle of fiery hell.
They're a hot commodity.
No!
And I know that with each insult and backhanded compliment, they'll be the ones to support me. We tear each other down, but we'll be the ones to build each other up.
Keep going to the public scrimmage of the woods. Judges, just a couple times left. Let me see those scores. All right, we got 5. From left to right, we have a 9.1. We have a 9.6. We have a 9.7. We have a 9.7. And we have a 9.8. Give it up for the Colts. Not the numbers, for the words, not the math. And keep the applause going. Keep clapping. Keep clapping. Keep screaming. And welcome up your next readers from Omaha South.
Damn, Josh.
My name is Joshua Garcia, and I'm a junior.
My name is Evelyn Broad, and I'm a sophomore.
My name is Amy Castillo, and I'm a senior.
My name is Anna Marie Castro, and I'm a sophomore.
And we're straight out of South. This poem is titled We Are South.
South High is a performing arts school filled with lots of talented students like
Musicians,
athletes,
Programmers,
singers,
actors and actresses,
dancers,
and poets.
Our school is the heart of South Omaha.
Together, we are what pumps the blood through everything that surrounds us. We are one. We are students from all over the world. Students
from many different cultures.
We are South.
Just because we're not wearing the same clothes as you,
Doesn't mean we're dangerous.
Or poor.
We are just different.
We are South.
home of the Packers.
We are as good as any other school in this state.
2010 state soccer, we lost and ended up with green cars flying around.
Green cards immigrants use to come into the United States.
Our school dealt with foolishness and racism.
But we fought through it as a family.
Like we did in 2013 winning state soccer.
As we speak of winning states, why don't we add this year?
2016 boys basketball champs and 2016 girls powerlifting champs.
Representing the diversity in our community and for those who thought we weren't going to make it.
Low-income students and gangsters is all South is ever known for.
Statistics are flowing through school hallways rapidly.
And the air is getting thicker with hateful words.
It is difficult to breathe.
We are suffocating. We are South.
Just because we defeat a rich school at a sporting event, they comment.
At least we have better ACT scores.
Or when we tell them we attend South.
Oh, you go to that Mexican school?
These hateful comments shattering the
Poor.
inside of me, just
Ratchet.
waiting till I am hopeless and empty.
Can you stop this nonsense?
We're not just one race, we're multiple, and we are just as educated as you.
Hopefully you get that in your mind that we're not that Title I uneducated school. We are South. We are Packers. We are proud.
Keep it going for your poets from South. One more time. Judges, one more time. Let me see those scores. 3, 2, 1. All right, we got them all. From left to right, we've got an 8.8. We have a 9.3. We've got a 9.5. We've got a 9.1. And we've got a 9.9. Give up your votes. Not enough. Please join me in welcoming up your final readers for the night. From Omaha, Northwest!
I'm Lillian Hughes.
Jorge Andrade.
Autumn Galloway.
Vaughn Grant.
Can we all agree to not kill another trans person this week? Oh, look, 0 on the list today. Let's wait 29 hours and see what it has to say. Except it never makes the news. Well, maybe a few. Every 29 hours there's another murder. Yet who cares about transgender if your last name isn't Jenner?
Bruce Jenner wins Woman of the Year award. Now on to other news. That night at Paris, gunshots, bombs, bodies everywhere. A classic act of terrorism. What else would you expect from them? After all, it's these
43 souls.
uncivilized Muslims again.
43 men taken from this white westernized reality and taken to a world of murder and fun. See, narcos take them by the busfuls, making statements and turning the government into their personal puppets. No one realizes what a few guns can do. Their names are talked about publicly, Pablo this, Chapo that, idolized for their Robin Hood-like figure. No one sees my country's struggle. Now 43 humans, gone forever, 43 gone. Nothing is always sunshine and rainbows. Now remove your blindfold and see the darkness of 43 families in black at the burial of 43 empty caskets. After all, AKs and grenades are only child's play.
Listen, we need a savior. Hey, I hear that Trump guy's pretty good. We still need to give justice to Paris. Clearly they are suffering the most. There's nothing going on in Syria, Iraq,
Another
or
fruit.
Mexico.
Falling off the ghetto tree. They put a noose around my neck so I won't speak. Forgetting that I'm strong, I break loose and knock every single evildoer off their feet. I pick up the leader, and when I get ready to knock out his teeth, the voice in my head says no. If it is peace you seek, then peace you shall show. But how can I let this go when it seems haters all we know? They label us drug addicts, but tell me what race they put in that white substance up their nose. I'm mad, racist bastards. 400 years of slavery, my ancestors mastered, calling you master. I want to visit Willie Lynch and Jim Crow just to spit on their grave and blow up their casket. If God gave that first stone, will you be able to cast it? Don't shoot me, I'm just asking. It's one thing to possess light, but another to flash it. I'm a soldier labeled savage. This pain sticks my core, but a smile is able to mask it. Shadows of adversity stalk my every move. Change will come soon. If not, to be blunt, the whole world is screwed.
43 murdered last December.
53 transgender.
Every murder group gets a new member.
Keep it going for your poets. Come on, West. Judges, one last time. One last time. Scores up. We have a 9.6. We have a 9.6. We have a 10. We have a 10. We have a 10. Give it up for your poets from Northwest. Can we give it up to these judges too? Good job, judges. I need all the poets to start making their way up to the stage. My Black Belt manager, Pat Mack, is going to have the final scores in a little bit. And this whole time I've had to be impartial, but this is one of the best bouts that we have ever had on a Robin and the Bout stage. My God, folks. Also, Omaha Northwest, is your callback? Oh. Listen power. There we go. Omaha Northwest, is your callback? Where's that? That's the best callback I've ever heard. It's so good. Alright, so. Alrighty, so we We gotta get places out, but all of these teams did some amazing work tonight. So cheer for all these teams. In third place, keep the applause going for your team from Miller. In second place, give it up for Omaha South. All right, I'm sorry. Bad host, worst host, garbage host. I'm sorry. No. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Strike that. Reverse it. It's South in third. Give it up for South. Sorry. Bad man. That's why he handles them out. In second, Illinois. And in first, give it up for Omaha. The next time anyone dares to ask, where is that? You send them to YouTube. You show them where Omaha Northwest lives. That was basic. Great show, everyone. Come see us for the semifinals and the finals. Donate on your way out. I did great. I'm sorry I messed up that last time. Bye. Tell these poets you love them. That's what matters. No matter what school they came from, if they reached out to you, if they touched you in some way tonight, I defy you to have not experienced something very moving tonight. Tell these poets you love them. Thanks, y'all.
I messed up my last shot.